Rob Tebbutt for Boxing News, joined by unbeaten light heavyweight prospect star of the future, Ben Whittaker. We're here in Bournemouth ahead of Chris Billam-Smith's bout with Mateusz Masternak. How are you, Ben?
All good, thank you very much. A bit of bad weather yesterday. My debut was here, nice and sunny. We had ice creams, this and that. There's penguins out there now, polar bears. It's ridiculous, but Sunday I'm happy to go and looking forward to it.
We know you've just come from the English Riviera of the West Midlands. We know that's sort of famed for its climate.
You know what, Wolverhampton is nice and cosy down there. We came down here, we had to wear all the layers, thermals, you name it, but I'm excited to be here again. It was a great debut and hopefully we can end the year with another good performance.
You mentioned earlier on, just in the interview there, about making your professional debut here. I was there that night. A dazzling professional debut. It was one of the more memorable ones that we've seen in British boxing, in all of boxing apart from Francis Ngannou, in recent times. Assess, if you can, the last 18 months of your professional career. We briefly spoke about it before we started the interview. You've had some injuries. It's been a little bit stop-start. Describe it for me.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. I must have stepped on an unlucky penny or something. It's been ridiculous. Like you said, the debut started well, stop and start. Then I come back with another good performance, stop and start. It's like I'm built like the Tin Man right now, but hopefully that's behind us. We've got to focus on Sunday. Then if all going well, 2024, an active year, a belt of some sort, a rank and a name of some sort, and then we can push on from there.
You mentioned the word active. Active is certainly something that we want to see from you in 2024. How difficult is it when you go from sort of boxing at the top level of the amateur game, fighting the best fighters in the world on a regular basis, to having this, as we mentioned, that stop-start professional career?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but I think it's down to the person. And luckily enough, I'm putting myself in situations in training where I'm learning, I'm keeping my mind stimulated, and some of these fights, they're not really keeping me, again, stimulated, if I'm being honest. It's like I mess around, I look at the ring because I can. Maybe next year we get a name, a fighter where I have to be switched on for all the rounds, and that's what I want to do. I want to go into the fight thinking, man, just keep my head off if he gets a chance, and that's when I think you'll really see the best of me.
Talk to me about your training setup. Obviously, I know you work with Sugar Hill, but you've been doing an awful lot of work with Joby Clayton, who's just around back there, somebody, of course, that you go back a long way with. Talk to us about your training setup.
Yeah, it's a really good setup, to be fair. I got like the best of both worlds. It's kind of 50-50. I can do my camp in Miami with Sugar, or if he's tied up with other fighters. He had a world title fight on the undercard of the Beterbiev-Smith card, so yeah, he was kind of tied up with that. I didn't really want to go out to Miami for that one, so I had Joby there. Joby's been with me since I was 7 years old. He's kind of made me the boxer I am now. Them two keep in touch, me and Sugar keep in touch, so we're all singing off the same page, really.
What do you make of your opponent, Stephen Leonetti? I've not seen an awful lot of him, Ben, but I'm sure you've watched a little bit of him. What do you make of him?
Yeah, 11-2. On paper he's a good fighter, but Sunday sadly is 11-3.
Mentioned earlier on, you've boxed at the very, very top level as an amateur. I'm sure you're excited to do that as well as a professional. We've kind of come to that era now, the light heavyweight division. Beterbiev's getting on a bit. We don't know what's going on with Dimitri Bivol. How far do you think you are away from getting in position to be boxing over 10, over 12?
Yeah, when we talk about rounds, I'm doing 12, 10 rounds in the gym. The rounds isn't a problem. I think it's just the professional game is more time, and if anything, of course I could jump in there with them now in 5-6 fights, but where do you go after that? So I think, like I said, build my profile, get the rights at the right time, pick up it's all a learning curve, even like the little things like getting your hands wrapped right, walking to the ring right. It's all different compared to the amateur. So when I learn that part of the game, chuck me in there with them because the clock's ticking, we're not getting any younger.
A couple of quick predictions before I let you go. Obviously, appreciate your time day before the weigh-in. Buatsi, Azeez, February the 3rd.
Oh, very interesting fight. I think if it was a couple of years back, everybody was heading towards Buatsi. But he's had, like myself, a bit of a stop-and-start career, a bit of a nuisance for him. But then when you look at the Azeez, very active, picking up all the names, picking up all the domestic belts. So confidence-wise, he might be up, but he's just picked up a little niggle, and how's that hindered him? So turn off the alarm, please. Messing up the interview. But but like I said, that little injury might have hindered him a little bit, so that's going to make it more interesting now.
A couple of weeks before that, we see Artur Beterbiev, of course, long-time ruler of the light heavyweight division, against our very own billam-smith. How do you see that one playing out?
Very, very interesting. Again, I think, like you keep saying, I'm 26, some of these guys are 38, 39, and Beterbiev, I think on paper is 38, and I think if you're going to catch him, it's the right time to catch him. He's slowing down a little bit. It's not like he's not been hurt before. He's been dropped twice in his career, and I think if anyone can do it, Callum can. He can box long, he can box short, and he packs a punch as well. He's had some great knockouts at light heavyweight, so you have to root for the younger guy in that one, but you can never write off Beterbiev. You know what I mean?
And I'll give the final word to you. What can fans expect to see when you step into the ring on Sunday night here in Bournemouth?
It's a weird one, isn't it, Sunday? I mean, I should be on my Sunday roast, but we'll have to put that on hold till Monday. But guys, tune in Sunday for another great, eye-catching, sexual performance.
There we go. Ben Whittaker, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing News.
Thank you, guys.